Hello everybody, Dominus Rex 01, Ron Victor here. Season 2 of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Jeez, I can't speak. So, I was originally planning on uploading a Christmas related video this week. But no, I guess this is coming out instead. So yes, I think like an hour ago or so, the trailer for the second season of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous has been released. If you guys saw my reactions, well, I wouldn't say reactions, my thoughts on the first season, you ought to know that I loved it. Now, I just really hope that the second season just lives up to my expectations. Even though I will say, I did go into the first season with barely any expectations, so maybe that might affect my enjoyment of the second season once it gets released. So, we have gotten a trailer for the second season. Let's begin. Okay, here we are. This isn't the teaser trailer, this is the actual trailer. It's barely over a minute long. Let's begin.
They're gone.
They'll be back for us, won't they?
Okay, we've seen the shot before. Oh my!
Keep running like this.
We don't have to.
The visitor center. Yes, I talked about this with Zane.
There's gotta be a phone or something here, right? We find this thing and we go home.
Our rescue will be a Brooklyn exclusive.
Oh, and she's got another camera.
A T-Rex lair right on top of Main Street. This is great. This is terrible. Welcome to Camp Kenji.
Oh,
Now we just have to find a place to hole up until help arrives.
that was one of the baryonyxes. Wow. That thing looks great. What?
Okay, come on.
Wait,
What?
we're not alone.
It's Ben. I'm calling it here. Ooh. Is there any more? January 22nd. Oh, okay. There was so much there that I don't know what to talk about. So, just like what I did with the first trailer, we'll go through this trailer and dissect it. Okay, so of course we have a shot of Isla Nublar, which is very similar to the shot that we got in the first trailer for the first season. I wouldn't be surprised if these were the same exact shots. Or yeah, again, as far as I know, I could be talking out my arse. Okay. Oh, this shot is gorgeous. Look at that lighting. Oh, look at that. Okay, we've already seen this shot in the teaser trailer, where it shows off multiple colored compies. We of course have the green one with the red neck. We have the blue one, and then we have a brown one back there, which we can barely see at the moment. Now this is a impressive shot. A shot of a Brachiosaurus roaring at pteranodons which are on top of a fallen monorail. If that isn't the basis of a great shot, I don't know what is. Well, I don't know what to say here, but I can say that this is clear that this is obviously not the. Actually, this might be the monorail that we encountered in the first season, which they jumped off. So maybe there might be a correlation there. Maybe Ben, who of course is still alive, tries to find the monorail that they were on because because Ben doesn't know that the others jumped off. So Ben's thoughts are to probably go to all of the monorail stations and try and find the monorail which was there. So maybe this correlates with that, or maybe this shot is just there just because. Okay, so we're talking to the visitor center. The old visitor center. This obviously isn't the innovation center, because that is green. Green? Where did I get green from? Because the innovation center is obviously silver and blue, and as you can tell here, this is not silver and blue. I remember me and Zane talked about where they could possibly hide out in the second season. I think I brought up the option of maybe they might go to the old visitor center, and it's either me or Zane mentioned something about going back to the remains of Camp Cretaceous. So maybe the whole entire basis of this season is trying to find some sort of a home. Because, as we see later in the trailer, if you hold on a second, I'll just talk about here. Because, as we see later in the trailer, they sort of rebuild Camp Cretaceous. So maybe they come here, something happens, and they end up going back to Camp Cretaceous and start making a home there. Okay, then we have Universal, DreamWorks, Amberlin. Then we see the Rex paddock. Now what is this? Is this a post box? Would this be like a post box where people would send letters from Jurassic World? Or it could be a bin. What's the difference, really? Oh, she's got her hands on another damn camera. First, it was the phone. But now, it's a GoPro. Even worse. What does she plan to do with this footage? Does she plan to upload the footage once she gets back home? Why does she have a camera? Oh, we also have a little sombrero in the background. I think that's what that's called. I don't know. I'm too white to understand. But maybe that could be a reference to the hat that Grant was wearing in the first movie. Oh, there's also a second one. We also have all the Jurassic World caps back here, and I think I should move on from talking about hats. Now, here is the Rex paddock. Now, the question is, why is the Rex paddock so damaged? Because we have pieces of what I presume is the roof in the enclosure. Did the roof fall in? Was there a storm? Did the kids make this mess? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That damn GoPro. But this is a great shot. I really like the shots of silhouettes in the franchise. And this shot just looks great. We have the beaming light as we see the outline of Rexy just roaring. It looks great. And I also really like the movement. Because she slowly holds her mouth naturally. Hold on, I missed something because I was talking too much. Okay, adapt. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Them rebuilding Camp Cretaceous. We can tell that this is the remains of Camp Cretaceous because of the Jurassic World thing right there. So it's obvious maybe they tried building at the old visitor center, but maybe something happened. Maybe Rexy attacked, or the Baryonyxes. But the key thing is now they're at Camp Cretaceous. Now these remains are probably the rubble left from the parts of the camp which fell down, which we still don't know how happened. I guess we have to assume that I guess we have to assume that it was the Indominus that did everything. Jurassic World, something happens. Blame the Indominus! Survive. Now here we see one of the Baryonyxes. Now, I know all three of the Baryonyxes have names. We have Grim, Chaos, and one other. There's always one other which I forget. And it's always the same one. I always remember Grim and Chaos, but I never remember the third one. But I know this isn't Grim or Chaos, because Grim has like red underneath his eyes. And the other one which I mentioned looks like the one from Jurassic World. So whoever the other Baryonyx is, this is her. Signal sent. What? Okay. I don't know why, but this looks like the monorail to me. Just with the bars on the side and the way the roof is positioned. Actually, this is either the monorail or the system underneath the park. So, who is this sending the signal? Are these the kids sending a signal to the outside world? Or is this Ben sending a signal throughout the island to try and see if anybody else is alive? Because who knows, maybe Ben presumes everybody is dead because he finds the monorail destroyed. So therefore he would believe that everybody else would be dead. So therefore he would send out a signal throughout the island to see if anybody else was alive. I am either completely right here or completely wrong. Signal received. Okay, that took relatively quick. So maybe this could be throughout the island? Or maybe this could just be sending them a signal to the outside world and it's quick for some reason. So, okay, somebody's received a message. Here's the thing about the Stratosaurus. There are two different Stratosauruses. We saw in the teaser for Season 2, the Stratosaurus that we saw looked more cartoony and had the colours of the one from JP3. However, this Stratosaurus looks more realistic and looks like the Stratosaurus from Jurassic World the game. So maybe there's two Stratosaurs, or maybe they just replaced the model. I don't know. I think. Oh, okay. Something which I really loved about the first season was the animation on the dinosaurs, because you can just see their face shift into different expressions. And that's something which I really like here. Because, like, in the first season, we saw Toro visibly get angered at other people being in his pen. And I don't know the expression that this Stratosaurus is pulling here because it's paused, but I really like the attention to detail in the animation. Is that a butter knife? He's holding a butter knife! Oh, Kenji, my man. What are you doing? Okay, here we see the three Baryonyxes. Wait, hold on. They look the same. Hold on. They're purple. Are they bioluminescent? Or is that just the lighting? Because you can tell that this right here is Grim, because you can see the red underneath his eyes. But as for the other two, I think the one on my right might be Chaos. And I think the other one could be one which I always forget. But they look so similar. Okay, here we are running. Oh! Rexy! He was just being chased by a para. Why was the para chasing him? The para probably wasn't chasing him. The para was probably running away from Rexy, and Kenji just so happens to be in its way. Ooh. So Rexy runs down this part right here to go after the kids? Or is Rexy just stalking them here? Here is where it's lost me. Motorbike. Not just a motorbike, but a motorbike in close corridors. Hold on a second, is this Owen Grady's bike? Oh, it is! That's Owen's motorcycle from the first movie. Oh, that's neat. Oh, that's so cool. And there's 3 people sitting on it. Could 3 people really sit on a motorbike? But here's where it starts to lose me, because there was so much coming at me at once. Because first we had motorcycle, and now we have Grim. And yeah, Grim looks spectacular. Just look at the detail in that mouth. That looks amazing. Now, I just really hope that we get a up-close shot of the other two. Well, of Chaos. Because we got an up-close shot of the other one which wasn't Grim or Chaos, but I just didn't know its name. But yeah. Actually, it's not purple. So either A, it was for lighting, or B, they're bioluminescent. Interesting. Okay, this shot looks beautiful. We just have all of the lights just flashing as we have Rexy roar into the sky. This shot will probably be connected to the shot that was earlier, as where I mentioned that Rexy might be stalking them. And since this is happening now, it's obvious that Rexy wasn't stalking them. So, here's what might happen. Since we saw the kids see Rexy earlier in the day, maybe this takes place near the end of the show, and the kids lead the 2 Ceratosaurs back to Main Street to fight Rexy at night. Ah, you see, I'm trying to make a puzzle here. It's probably a bad puzzle, it's probably all wrong, but at least I'm trying. Okay, is that it? Okay, no. Here we have the... Yes! That's a Ceratosaurus from JP3. It's odd how this one looks slightly more cartoony than one that we saw earlier. I don't know, maybe it's just for lighting or something. But this Ceratosaurus right here looks more cartoony than the one that we saw earlier in the trailer. And this also is clearly a different one because the head is red. Interesting. So there are 2 different Ceratosaurs. They didn't replace the model. And here we have a flare. Now the question is, who launched that flare? Now, there's either 2 options here. Either A, that's Ben, trying to scare the Ceratosaurus away, or B, these are legitimately other people on the island which we haven't met yet, or there's another option which could literally just be another kid in the group that's just firing a flare. And maybe it was just edited to make it look like a different person who we don't know yet. I don't know. But once again, this lighting looks fantastic! I mean, you probably can't see it, but just the lighting on the Ceratosaurus from the flare looks phenomenal. Okay, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Now, here's where it got me. July 22nd. In barely over a month, we're gonna have the second season of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Now, I recognize the pattern here. Now, excuse me while I talk about something else for a second. But the Netflix Transformers show, it's decent, but the reason why I'm talking about it in this video is because the first season was released a month before Camp Cretaceous. So, the second season for the Transformers show is being released this month in December. Meanwhile, the next season of Camp Cretaceous is being released next month in July. Well, in January. Oh, sorry. So basically, what I'm saying here is that if we really want to know when the third season of Camp Cretaceous is going to come out, we can just see when the third season of War for Cybertron is coming out, because it's going to come out a month after that. So, that was it. Oh my! I've made a 25-minute video out of a 1-minute trailer. How do I manage to do this? How? But, in my opinion, the trailer wasn't really that good. Like, yes, objectively, it was good, I guess. But it didn't really get me hyped for the second season. However, I know I am already excited for the second season just from the first season alone. How many other times am I going to say season in one sentence? So, I believe this is all I have to say. So thank you all so much for watching, and here is Domsex01, Roar to Victory! Ah!